Happy 2022. Happy New Year to you.
Hello, everyone.
How's it going out there?
It is fantastic. It's nice and solid, 25 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And it's I'm ready to snowboard. What about you, Corey?
I'm ready to put on a pair of shorts and just walk around outside, enjoying the coolness upon my legs.
Oh, it's awesome. My favorite time of the year.
Yeah.
To just go ahead and enjoy a nice cup of coffee by the fireplace.
Okay. I didn't even know you had a fireplace.
Well, it's there now, you know. I mean, it's been there. Just don't use it.
Okay.
Now that it's winter, I can turn it on, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I guess we should get on to the show. Welcome to Tunes and Grub. My name is Corey.
My name is Gerald.
And we're bringing you a very special 80s episode today.
Oh, 80s.
Yeah. It's my favorite decade.
It's definitely one of my favorite decades here.
One of your four favorites?
One of my four favorites here. But
okay.
Nonetheless, as an 80s kid, I'm looking forward to this awesome episode. So,
yeah, me too. We've got some really cool stuff for you here. We've got a local flavor here on Tunes and Grub, and that's going to be Berlin Calling.
Oh, Berlin Calling. I know them.
Yes, I think you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about them today. We're going to talk about a video they've got, and we're going to talk about where they're performing soon because they have a 5-year anniversary coming up. But yeah, we're going to talk about them today, and we're also going to bring you some food in the Woodbridge area. It's pretty neat.
Woodbridge, Virginia.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
here in the DMV.
There's this growing situation where we're finding more food halls across the country. And you know, about a year and a half ago, they put one right here in Woodbridge, Virginia, and we're going to talk about that today.
Yeah, we are. But first, we're going to bring you some 80s new wave here. So we're talking about a band today called Berlin Calling. Gerald, tell us a little bit about this band because I know you know them pretty well.
Yeah, Berlin Calling. They're right here out of Loudoun County, Virginia. You know, I actually know the vocalist. We met through several networking events. We were in the same industry. We just clicked right away. We talked about music all day, and she asked me to come down and check out one of her shows here in Northern Virginia. And yeah, man, they're a legit 80s vibe band, and I totally love them. So
yes, absolutely. In fact, Gerald got me hooked up with Berlin Calling, and I actually got to go see them here about, I guess it's been a little while now with the pandemic and everything, but we got to see them perform live at a grill, and it was pretty amazing. They had the get-up, they had the vibe. It was very 1980s, and you know, I'd say really 80s new wave, right?
Yeah. I got a chance to talk to the singer Valerie, this last week, and we talked about like how the band got together. It was, again, what Corey was talking about. It's been about 5 years, and it was really started by the drummer and the guitarist, both named Dave and David. They played in previous bands before. That they know each other, and 5 years ago they decided, you know what, we're gonna create this new wave band, and we're gonna play some 80s rockin' music. So we're gonna play for you. We're gonna play some of that for you today.
Yeah, Dave and David. So it's like D&D.
Yeah, double D's. Sure. And they're playing some new wave music.
And in case you're curious, what is 80s new wave music?
I'm curious myself. I'm curious myself. Corey, you're like the resident expert of 80s music. I mean, is there such a thing as old wave music?
Yes, I think that involved a lot more hi-hat.
Right.
No, I don't know. But I can tell you about new wave because I looked it up using the information superhighway, which kind of reminds me of the 80s.
Well, then tell us about it, man.
Okay, fair enough. So, new wave music is a broad subgenre of rock and roll that combines elements of punk rock Main Street pop music, art rock, synth pop, funk, and sometimes reggae.
Oh, yeah. What kind of bands fall under that category?
Well, some that you might know from 70s and 80s. We got Blondie.
Blondie's new wave. Wow.
Yeah, Elvis Costello.
All right.
We've got Sex Pistols, New York Dolls. You might know them because you're from, New York.
Yeah, I actually read an article this week about Sex Pistols interacting with Queen. And it was kind of surprising. I mean, you got to look it up, but Sid Vicious was like taunting the lead singer. Everybody knows him, everybody loves him, Freddie Mercury. And during a recording session, they were in the same recording studio, and Sid Vicious decided to taunt Freddie during a recording. So Freddie gets up and was like, "Hey, Ferocious Sam," or whatever. He basically made fun of his name.
Sure.
And Sex Pistols frontman Sid Vicious tried to step up and intimidate Freddie, and Freddie just pushed him down. That was the end of it. I didn't know Freddie was that tough and ready to battle. So interesting guy. Yeah,
that's wild. I wonder why would he mess with arguably one of the greatest frontmen of all time?
Arguably, probably the best frontman of all times. So
yeah, and we were talking about groups. Some of the groups from the 80s. Human League can be considered new wave. Tears for Fears.
Okay.
One of my favorites. Devo.
All right.
Depeche Mode. Duran Duran. Lots of D's here. And also another pretty famous group, Eurythmics.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good lineup right there. I would see that live in concert.
Even some huge groups like the Police incorporate some new wave along with reggae, West African rhythmic concepts, that kind of thing.
Yeah, when we saw them last, they were right here. They played in a place called Backyard Grill in Chantilly.
Yeah.
And the place was packed. They had some great food and some great vibe in there. And but that's not the only place they played. They played in numerous venues here in the DC metro area, and some of them are State Theater, Winery at Bull Run, even Crooked Run Brewery. So they know they have a large following, and they know how to get a crowd riled up.
Yeah, so let's feature one of their videos.
Okay, what do we got cooking?
Well, it looks like we've got 99 Balloons, 80s classic.
Nice.
Enjoy Berlin Calling with 99 Balloons.
right, we're back here, and that was 99 Balloons by Berlin Calling. That's actually Berlin Calling. There's actually one out of like over 100 songs from the 80s that they just have down. And you know, if you're a local band and you have something similar to this, right, a live performance that you would like to, you know, feature on our show, go ahead and email us at tunesandgrub@gmail.com.
Yeah,
and we'd love to hear from you, right? So
yeah, or if you're someone who has an act that you like, a local artist, regional artist, that you're like, this is someone that people need to know about, hit us up, tunesandgrub@gmail.com. You can also check us out at facebook.com/tunesandgrub. Also over on the YouTube under Tunes and Grub.
Yeah, hit some like buttons, you know, share it with your buddies, and you know, be friends with us. Love to hear from you.
And if you don't like it, share it with people and tell them how terrible it is.
Yeah, that's a great strategy, Corey.
Thank you.
I forgot about that. Yep.
Yeah, I thought about that a lot this morning. So
yeah. So this song, 99 Balloons. You know, when I was going through the numerous videos that they had in there, Corey, you know, this just kind of stood out to me. And you know, what I really appreciate about it is just, you know, the musicianship of the entire band, right? Namely, one's really stood out to me would be like the keyboard parts, because I can't really think about like 80s music without some kind of pad, some kind of keyboard sounding in there. And
you gotta have the sense.
The keys player was just like on point and really tried to stay true to the recording, to fill up the group and just put it all together. So
yeah, totally.
Super authentic, and yeah, just appreciate their musicianship.
And you know, speaking of authentic, also the outfits, right? Like, they're dressed like an 80s new wave band, which kind of brings you into that visually speaking, right? Like, it's not only authentic keyboard lines, it's not only authentic 80s new wave sounds, but then they're dressing the part too, and really kind of creating the whole package, which I think is one of the things that makes Berlin Calling so successful, right?
Yeah, that's a very good point. I mean, if you want a master class in 80s music over here, check them out and check them out live. They're actually, I think they're playing soon, are they?
Yes. My understanding is Berlin Calling is celebrating their 5-year anniversary. Again, congrats to you guys. That's pretty awesome.
That is fantastic. 5 years. That's great. Yeah.
It's like 4, but with one more. So, Gerald, when is that happening?
Yo, it's actually happening on Saturday, January 29th here. The doors open at 7. You can come in a little early and you know, maybe enjoy a cold beverage here. And it'll end about 10 p.m. So
yeah, so like Gerald was saying, Saturday, January 29th, 7 to 10. That's happening over at Crooked Run Fermentation. By the way, they ferment stuff there. That's over on Davis Drive in Sterling, Virginia. So if you're free...
I think on their website it says fermentation, but I know them as Crooked Run Brewery, you know, and they have some delicious pints of beer.
Are they fermenting the beer, do you think?
I mean, I don't know how else they would make that beer.
Yeah, okay. So brewery, fermentation.
Yeah.
It's all a process.
Yeah. I get it.
So if you're free, check them out. And if you're not able to go to the live performance, you can check them out online too. Gerald, what's the best ways to check them out online?
Well, you can also check out their social media at facebook.com/Berlin Calling Band. They also have an Instagram. Check them out on IG at instagram.com/Berlin Calling. And I'm sure shortly after their performance, they'll put some video up at berlincallingband.com. If you missed them, for whatever reason, don't miss them. But if you do miss them, they're going to perform again in February 26, 22 at Sheps Gate, also in the Leesburg area.
Nice. So that's Berlin Calling Band. As promised, we've got the Grub portion of Tunes and Grub for you. And we are talking about a local fair today. It's over in Woodbridge, Virginia, part of the DMV, which again stands for DC, Maryland, and Virginia. That's what the locals call it, the DMV tri-state area.
Yeah. You know, I moved there about 10 years ago, and you know, if I needed to find some good food, you know, there was a few, but normally I'd like try to drive 20 miles north to, you know, Arlington, DC area. Yeah. And I've seen in the last 5 years here, several restaurants have just emerged from out of nowhere, right? And one of the ones that we're going to feature today, really, man, I'm just so grateful to put it in there. You know, they have plenty of parking. Yeah. You know, they have several locations. It's actually a food hall. If you've been to a food hall before, you know that they have several different types of restaurants in there, and you get to have a pick. It's almost like a buffet, but like
for everybody.
You know, for everybody. So great place. So what's the name of the food hall, Corey?
It's called Epic Food Hall. That's EPIQ. It's epicfoodhall.com, also spelled EPIQ. What we're talking about here is in Woodbridge, Virginia. That's on Prince William Parkway. Pretty awesome place. Plenty of space, which is nice in case you're looking for that. Really cool decor. You know, we got to take a little picture in front of their sign, which was fun.
Yeah. We went over and checked them out the other day over here, and you know, we do what we normally do is going to go in there and try to soak it all in. And we had a couple of places in mind to go and check out their food. But one stood out when we got there. It's called Stack's Restaurant, right?
It really stacked up.
Yeah. And just,
sorry,
you know, normally I would go on, you know, Yelp and try to predetermine this thing. But for this specific outing for Tunes and Grub here, we just decided, you know what, let's go in there and check out what they have. And one of the things that stood out to me wasn't even about food. So we went in there, we saw two smiling faces, and one of the things that they you know, brought up right away are like, you know, their go-tos where people come in every single week and grab these couple of dishes in here, and that's what we're going to be featuring today in Tunes and Grub.
Yes, and you know what I really liked about it, and I think Gerald maybe doesn't love this as much as I do, but I really liked that we had menu options that were like build your own, right? Like you could customize it however you wanted.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean,
fan of.
In the beginning, you know, after I saw the smiling faces and I went to look at the menu, I'm like, oh man, and you know, like I'm gonna have to like figure out what I actually want to eat, because usually I want some things like already built out for me to try out, because for me that says like, all right, I already have the end in mind and I know I'm gonna deliver something good here. But we took a chance. I took a chance because, you know, Corey is totally about, you know, building his own here. And you know what? It worked out. It paid off in the end. So very happy about that. Yeah.
So Gerald, what did you have?
So I went for the cheeseburger with mushroom, cheese, Swiss cheese in this case here, some grilled onions, and man, it was just scrumptious. It was that first bite really, you know, I wish I could make something like that at home, but it's fantastic. I think what made the difference is they put a little garlic mayo in there, and I'm a fan. Yeah. I'm a fan of both garlic and mayo. So
yeah, and garlic mayo is even better. It's putting two things together and making something that's even greater than the sum of its parts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was good stuff. I really liked their fried pickles. Those were delicious, especially with that ranch.
Oh yeah, fried pickles. You know, I discovered that like here in Virginia, originally from New York City. I haven't really tried fried pickles before, but over here they fry everything, and they do a damn good job about it. So
right, yeah, it was delicious, and it was a perfect match to my dish. I had the steak and cheese sandwich. I had the steak, which was delicious already by itself, and then they put some extra provolone on there for me. It was delicious. It was cheesy. Man, it looked awesome. And then
I actually wanted to like wait. I wanted for you to like leave for the bathroom so I can grab the second half of your steak in there, and I was just gonna like pretend like nothing happened and see how what would happen after that.
Yeah, that would have been fine. Yeah, I think what really set it off was not just the steak and cheese. Of course, that was delicious, but they had some of that garlic mayo on there. And then also sauteed some mushrooms, sauteed some onions, put a little bit of just, yum on that sandwich.
And for those listeners out there, I know there's this one dish that it doesn't matter if you're 5, 10, 20 years old, 30 years old, and I'm going to stop from there. Like, there's always that one dish that you'll have at any time of day because it's just delicious, right? And for me, that's like tater tots. That reminds me of just some of the good times of eating and hanging out with friends, family, and talking about, whatever the hell we wanted to talk about. So I love my tater tots, and they had it right there.
Potatoes. Yeah.
Potatoes bring people together.
Yeah, they do. They do. So if you want to check out Stacks and you want to check it out before going up there, you can check that out at epicfoodhall.com that we talked about earlier /Stacks. They've got some really nice stuff on there. They've got the menu. They've got pictures, everything you need to check out Stacks.
Yeah. I know we'll be back again because that was like 1 out of 20 places that was in that food hall here.
Yes.
And, I promise you we will get out of Woodbridge. It's just really, really difficult. One of the things that's happening here in the area, they're building a new town center right by Occoquan and Route 1. Riverside Station is the name of it, and it's they're going to have over 100,000 square feet of retail spaces, and I know they're going to have a few new restaurants in there. So we will check out some places in the Northern Virginia area, Maryland, DC. But this is a growing community, and we're just super happy that it's happening here, minutes away from where we are.
Yeah, and the nice thing is, like we talked about before, super easy to park there. That makes a big difference, especially if you're like on the run and you don't have a lot of time to look for parking. It's got a large shopping center area, plenty of parking available, very easy to get in, get out. They've got separate entrance and exits happening. The decor there is very nice, large open space inside, lots of character too. And again, delicious food, which is kind of what it's all about.
And just to bring it all together, I would be remiss if I didn't discuss the possibility of playing in this venue. So if you're a DJ, a trio, jazz, blues, I bet they even accept singer-songwriters. They do have some live music here in the weekend. Yeah. And we'll, as soon as we find out who makes those decisions over here, we'll post it here in our Facebook page and our other social media sites. So.
Yeah, and you can check it out again over at epicfoodhall.com/stacks. They've got the event calendar on there and the whole bit.
Awesome. I hope you all enjoyed that today. We have, an episode 3 coming up very shortly for you. And we're just going to keep going out there and checking out some great restaurants, checking out some great musicians out there.
Yeah, right? We've got some great ones coming up too.
Yeah. So, and if you know somebody that is just worth knowing, they have some, an album coming up, or and you just can't stop listening to their music.
Maybe they're playing out in public.
Yeah, I would love to we'd love to hear from him and play some music. So
yeah, and we love new artists, so please hit us up, tunesandgrub@gmail.com. Let us know your favorite artists that we should be sharing with everybody else.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all. Love y'all. See you guys later.
See you later.
Bye-bye.